Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for November 25, 2023, one shot dead, two injured in Hanover. One man is dead and two others are injured following a shooting incident in Green Island, Hanover. Details surrounding the shooting incident are not yet available. However, it is understood that the two people were rushed to hospital. The incident reportedly took place in the square at around 4:30 on Friday afternoon. The incident comes at a time when the parish is currently under a state of public emergency, which was implemented on Thursday. St. James police are following strong leads in man killed hours after second, the SOE announced. The police in St. James are said to be following strong leads into the death of 24-year-old vendor Akeem Robinson, who was shot and killed on Thursday afternoon on Fosdick Road in Montego Bay. Robinson, who hailed from Bertha Savannah in St. Elizabeth, was shot and killed by an unknown assailant. Reports from the Montego Bay police are that about 2:45 p.m., Robinson was sitting on the roadway when he was pounced upon by a man who pointed a gun at him. A struggle ensued between both men, during which Robinson was shot in the head. The gunman then made good his escape on a motorcycle. The police were quickly summoned and Robinson taken to hospital, where he subsequently succumbed to his injuries. His death comes just hours after a second state of public emergency was announced in the parish of St. James to deal with the crime situation in the parish. St. James remains the parish with the most murders recorded since the start of the year. Jamaica Gray murder trial begins. The trial of Gregory Roberts, the man accused of the 2017 murder of 15-year-old Green Pond High School student Jamaica Gray, got underway in the St. James Circuit Court on Thursday. The case was presided over by High Court Justice Bertram Morrison. The prosecution has 18 witnesses scheduled to testify, and the only witness who testified on Thursday were the father and aunt of the deceased. Roberts, who has been in custody for the past 6 years, is represented by attorneys at law Chuma Paris and Leroy Equiano. He was remanded in custody and will remain behind the bars until November 27, when the trial will continue. Gray's body was discovered in bushes in Irwin, St. James on February 1, 2017, with multiple stab wounds. Roberts and another defendant, Maria Morrison, were subsequently arrested and charged with the schoolgirl's murder. Morrison entered a guilty plea in September 2022 and was sentenced to life imprisonment a month later. Gray, who was a grade 10 student, was found dead 3 days after she had been reported missing. She was last seen alive in Montego Bay while on her way home from the funeral of a schoolmate. Meanwhile, the contents of the post-mortem report have been agreed upon, so the doctor will not be called to testify. Several people detained so far in Clarendon SOE. Superintendent Carlos Russell, head of the Clarendon Police, says several operations have been conducted in the parish and the people detained within the first few hours of the imposition of a state of public emergency. Speaking with members of the media Thursday evening, Superintendent Russell said the Clarendon Police Division has recorded an increase in murders and shootings when compared with a similar period last year. At present, the division is at 100 murders compared to 87 for the corresponding period of last year. So that is an increase of 13, he noted. Superintendent Russell said there has been an increase in gang violence and the trading in illicit drugs in southern Clarendon, particularly in the Exeter community.
At present, the division is at 100 murders compared to 87 for the corresponding period of last year. That is an increase of 13. So the southern part of the parish, the Lionel Town and the Exeter area in the past few weeks have been showing an increase in criminal activities, including murders and shootings. That's an area known for the flour for cocaine trade, and as such, we have seen some spilled off that has led to murders in that space. So the SOE, with the SOE, we believe that we'll be able to put a lid on some of the activities in the parish thus far. We are appealing to one Kaim Rowe, otherwise called Shane Brother. He's also from the Freetown Rastakana era. He's wanted for murder. We also have Panif Bloomfield from the Effortville Farm era, who's wanted for shooting. And Steve Francis, who is also wanted for murder.
In relation to restrictions due to the SOE, Superintendent Russell said permits will still be issued for some entertainment events during the period, but the decision will be taken on a case-by-case basis. PNP accuses government of neglecting individuals with disabilities in purchase of buses for transport sector. The People's National Party is strongly condemning the government for what it says is its blatant disregard for the fundamental principles of universal access to transportation, as highlighted by the recent purchase of 100 standard buses, a decision that starkly contravenes the provisions outlined in the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. This oversight, the PNP said, is reflected in the acquisition of buses without due consideration for the needs of individuals with disabilities, not only contradicts the international commitments, but also represents a direct violation of the rights of people living with disabilities. Opposition spokesperson on Labor and Social Security, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, insisted that the UN Declaration on the Rights of Disabled Persons clearly emphasizes the right of people with disabilities to accessibility in all aspects of life, including transportation. Dr. Brown-Burke is demanding that the government rectify this oversight immediately and make a commitment that the next fleet of buses to be imported is configured to adequately accommodate individuals with disabilities, including but not limited to the provision of wheelchair ramps, priority seating, and other necessary features to ensure that persons with disabilities are not disenfranchised from accessing public transportation. We will be closely monitoring the government's response to this issue and will continue to advocate for the rights of persons with disabilities in all aspects of public life. The time is now for a Jamaican government that upholds its duty to safeguard the rights of all citizens, excluding none, said Dr. Brown-Burke. Stunt rider dies in motorbike crash hours before his birthday bash. Tributes are flowing across social media for a popular motorcycle stunt rider who died as a result of injuries he sustained in a single vehicle bang-up on Mandela Highway in St. Catherine on Friday. The motorcyclist died hours before the staging of his birthday party, dubbed V6, which was scheduled to take place at the Minot Terrace off Chisholm Avenue in St. Andrew. The deceased is 27-year-old Jabbar Brown, otherwise called Jabbar or Bikeback Stunts, a delivery man of Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. The police's corporate communications unit in a release said reports from the Ferry Police are that about 3:15 a.m., Brown was riding his motorcycle easterly along the roadway when he lost the control of the unit and collided into a metal barrier. The police were summoned and Brown was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police said investigations are ongoing into the development. Brown was well known for his stunt riding skills and other motorcycle handling techniques. Unconfirmed reports according to social media users are that his actual birthday was on Saturday, while others contended that his birthday was the same day as the planned V6 party. Besides that, Brown's Instagram page has been flooded with tributes. "Youth, yo, me medical in the morning, ya bro, fly high," wrote a man. "I hope they still keep his party. The funds can give him a proper homegoing. Condolences to his family and friends. Be careful to all motorists and riders at this season," commented a woman. Said one of Brown's followers, "Jano dog, today your birthday event and me can't believe this Brown boss, swear to God." Shared another, "Me brother, I want this make me wake up to brother. Dog, come back please, me brother. Me can't hold it, bro. Me never want to say R.I.P. youth, come back," he said with several teary-eyed emojis accompanying the comments. Traffic tickets could be printed on higher-grade paper amid complaints of fading. The Ministry of National Security says it is exploring the use of a higher-grade print roll after concern was raised about the fading of printed traffic tickets. The ministry says an investigation into the reports of faded tickets determined that less than 4% of the approximately 1,000 tickets issued daily may fade before the payment or court date. It has held consultations with the supplier of the printers and the paper about replacing the print roll, but is reminding the public that an inherent risk associated with the use of thermal paper is that it is susceptible to degradation when exposed to extreme heat or humidity. Motorists are advised that in the event their traffic ticket is misplaced or damaged, they can obtain the information from the traffic ticket web portal. Addressing a Road Traffic Act forum at the start of the week, senior judge in the traffic court Nicole Keller said that people were turning up to court or tax offices with blank or faded paper. She urged offenders to photocopy or take a photograph of the tickets immediately upon receipt.
Audio